Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Well, the British summer never ceases to stop giving. It is grim, to say the least. I am in Cornwall at the moment. I'm on holiday with the fam, and I'm at the Lizard. So, as far south as you can get on the British mainland. It's blowing a gale and lashing down with rain. So, ideal for photography, not. Wednesday was brilliant. I went out, was down at Mullion on Wednesday doing some Astro Photography, which I've never done before. If them images are any good, I'll stick them up. But I was there with a friend who we rent the cottage off, Justin. He'd come down as well, and you could see the galactic core with your own eyes, which was just incredible. And must have been about 10, 11 o'clock, maybe just after, we saw this rather large figure heading towards us with camera in hand, and it was Mally Davies. I was like, hey, I'll see thee. I said, here's Mally. He's come down. He was staying in Mullion. Never met him before. What a sound bloke. Absolutely sound as a pound. And he was as excited as I was about taking these shots of the Milky Way. So if they were any good, which I looked on the back of the camera and I'm not sure if they are, it's tough. I tell you what, that Astro Photography is tough. That is a tough gig, especially when you try to focus in the dark. So if they're any good, I will stick them up, but I'm not holding out much hope. Mally's looked pretty damn good, actually, if I'm being honest. If you don't follow Mally, then I'll put a link in the description for you. So what I'm going to do is, there's a shot I've got in mind here down at the lifeboat ramp, which I've taken before, but not in these conditions. And this low pressure that's blasting through is whipping up a bit of a storm. So I'm going to jump out the car and have a stroll down. If it's any good, I'll come back, get the camera, and then I'll come back. The waves are starting to build up. The high tide, I think, is about 8 o'clock tonight, so I can see now that they're starting to smash into the rocks, which might make for some interesting shots with the 70-200. So we'll see. I'm using the Z6 II again today, so I'm not going to give a review outside because it's just going to be too windy and blowy. So might be a lot of me walking around and then talking through compositions and what my thought process is on this video, rather than actual sort of standing rabbiting on it camera, which is good for everyone, I think. But anyway, enough rambling. I'm going to get out the car, brave these conditions, and I'm going to go down to this lifeboat ramp. So I'll flick you back on when I get down there. Well, this is Jesus, I look like that guy out of E17. Hey, well, this is awesome, absolutely awesome. The sea is beasting in. I've got a little composition here with the lighthouse. I have to keep wiping the lens. The wind's up, but it's only going to get better. This, as the tide gets bigger, it's just going to absolutely hammer into this. Hopefully, nice black and white. I think that's what I've got in mind. It's pretty wild. I'll show you the composition. I'll show you the composition here. So I don't know if you can see that, but effectively you've got the lighthouse just in the third, going into the distance. Now I'm shooting this at ISO 640. I've got 160 of a second because I want to try and capture that wave when it breaks, so it's all spray everywhere. F9, so the background probably is going to be a little bit out of focus, but I'm not bothered about that because it's a lighthouse I'm after. I might do a horizon blur in the distance, but we'll see. But yeah, it's pretty dramatic. So I'm quite pleased with that one. At least it's one shot in the bag for your efforts. Long way to continue. I want them to put this light on the lighthouse, because if they do that, it's going to look absolutely awesome. We've got two guys here running up and down this hill. Look at this. tell you what, that's exercise, that. Jesus, fit lads, these lads, look at this. I'll show you this hill running up, look at the state of this. Camera probably doesn't do that justice, but I tell you what, it is steep. I'm struggling to walk up and down it with the camera, never mind run up and down it. They've been up and down about 5 times. Each to their own, as they say. So anyway, I'm going to continue to shoot. The only thing I've got to check is I don't think I've brought the 70 to 200 out. And if I haven't, I'm going to kick myself, because there's definitely some long shots here today. Anyway, enough rambling. If this was any good, I'll stick it up now for you. I walked a little bit further down, and there's these fishing boats that are here, and the waves are coming in, hitting this bank here, and sometimes you get this wave, this rogue one or two, that absolutely destroys the side, and it blasts. There you go, there's one right there, look at that. So I've been hand holding, I can't film while I'm doing it, I'm hand holding. Oh, look at that one. Trying to capture it coming over the boats, but as you can see, you get covered in spray, so you're constantly wiping the lens, which is a pain in the backside. So I've upped the ISO to get a really fast shutter speed to try and capture this. And now, I don't know whether to pull it out again and have another go with the 24-70, because I've been shooting with the 16-35, because the one thing I don't want to do in these conditions is change the lenses over, because this salt water's going to get on that sensor, and I'm not going to be too happy about that. So I've taken a few shots handheld. If there was ISO 1000, I think, shutter speed 160, f6.3, just with the boats in focus, I think. So that's the beauty of this Z2. Even I know it's 160 60th of a second, so I really should be able to handle at that. But you've just got so much more freedom with it when you get it in the hand to be able to take shots and feel more confident that they're going to come out, especially at lower shutter speeds, which I think I said in the last video. Jesus. So these shots are any good. I'll stick them up now for you. Well, that was exciting. God, the wind's strong. Tell you what, we suffer for our landscape photographers. We suffer. It's the conditions are just getting worse, which is making the photographs even better. It's just unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. You really feel the power of the sea when you come down here. I mean, this low pressure that's blown through has definitely helped, but my God, it's high tide in about an hour and a half, so God knows what it's going to be like then, because it's absolutely battering this place. But hopefully some of these images have come out quite nice. I'm going to put the long lens on, I think. I'm going to have a go with that, because this Z6 II, like I was saying before, the hand holding stuff on is brilliant, so I can leave the tripod, just concentrate on composition. The only downside of conditions like this is you're constantly wiping the, Jesus, you're constantly wiping the lens, which I can never find a decent rag to wipe it with. It always seems to smudge it, and I seem to spend more time wiping it than actually taking pictures, but still, it's looking pretty grim out there. Let you have a look. Look at this coming in here. It's not looking like it's going to improve. Clear Outside was saying that apparently it was supposed to be getting out quite nice tonight. We planned a family barbecue. I can't see that happening. Anyway, I'm going to walk up to the top now. I wanted to put this light on the lighthouse, because I think there'd be a cracking shot with that. Because last time I was down here, I had the 20mm prime, and I found that was just too narrow. The 16mm, I'd get the lighthouse, and I'll get the headland, and I'll get the sea. So if they put that on in a minute or two, then I might get some cracking shots with that. But onwards and upwards, as they say. See you in a bit. Well, it's pretty much impossible. I was hoping they were going to put this light on, but it doesn't look like they're going to. I was just talking to a guy down there. He says it's normally about 8:30, 9 o'clock when it goes dark. So, needless to say, I'm not hanging around till then. But it's the power. You just feel the power of the waves and this wind. It's just incredible. So I'm going to call it for there. If I take any more shots, I'll stick them up now for you. But sorry, it's a short one, but can't film this again. These British summers, I tell you what, this summer has been one of the worst that I've ever experienced. I think it's absolutely bloody awful. Until the next time, don't forget if you like, subscribe, give us a like, make a comment, and if anyone's got any ideas about cleaning rags for lenses, put them in the comments, because I'm definitely in the market. If the weather continues like this, I'm going to need to buy a few. Anyway, until the next time, I'll see you around. Wow, superb.